Hey, we're back again. It's Brentocast-15. This is the second recording of Brentocast-15. Once again, technical issues trying to record in a public space where someone walked up to me and interrupted the podcast to say hi or whatever. So doing this one in the car, rolling down Shortcut Road, I believe it is, in Gold Hill, coming back from spending about an hour working on some mixes for the new Bowers Foreman album, 5x5, doing a little bit of vocal catch-up, so to speak, or pickups recording. So that was fun, and rarely get to do that in the middle of the week. My week this week is so nutso that I knew I would not be able to put any time on it prior to our next performance date, which is scheduled for this Saturday, October the 1st, at the Loafers and Legends Club in Baden, North Carolina. Well, I'm actually taking Glenmore Road right now instead of getting out onto 52, as it were. Just decided to go a different way today. But yeah, there's supposed to be a hurricane this Saturday afternoon, so depending on how much that affects us, the show may or may not go on October the 1st, but as fate would have it, we got to fill in for somebody else this past weekend, and that show was amazing, so it wasn't like we lost our gig, so that's cool, and maybe even we get to double up, we'll see. That said, we are all ready to rock. I'm ready to get this album, this 5x5 acoustic record with Harrison and Tony. I'm ready to get that released, and I've got a solid looking album cover that I really like, and it's just a matter of getting the time to just put the finishing touches on the recordings, which are mostly recorded in home studios, my studio and Harrison's studio. My studio I'm calling Secret Studios. Harrison's is called The Shop, apparently. And then we did some external instrumentation recording, just bit parts at Snug Record Studio. So Snug Record Studio being the only quote-unquote real studio that I ever get to work at, but still we managed to get it done in a recent session. So that was great, and we'll have a very high quality stem file from, like, it was a saxophone, I think, that we did. And maybe this next Wednesday we'll be recording Ansel Brown's guest vocals. He's actually guest vocalist on the song 5x5, and the album's called 5x5. That wasn't planned, it just worked out that way. And he's already done a version of the vocals, but that was the same night that we wrote the song with him, or at least the new lyrics for him. And let me rephrase that. We had previously written the song 5x5. The album and the project was called 5x5. Ansel came to do a writing session with us, and we said, hey, you want to try singing on this? And then on the spot, we all together wrote some new lyrics for him to sing, because I wasn't happy with what I had done on the verses. Then, it sounded pretty good, so we decided, hey, we're going to let him live with that for a little bit and then maybe record him another time. And as it so happens, we're comping vocals for his project at Snug Record Studios on Wednesday, at which time I will also try to record him, and produce him redoing his vocals on our song 5x5 and include that on the record. So just a neat little thing. It's kind of cool having a record that's intended to be totally acoustic with all percussion pretty much from Tony Torres, and that's a different sound for us, but it actually is a good representation of what you might hear if you come see us perform live, because that's what we do. Anyway, that said, the rest of the week is bonzo, because as it so happens, we have class tomorrow night. Now, Delilah usually has daycare, preschool/daycare on Wednesdays all day, and I was scheduled to get her on Thursday of this week and keep her Thursday through Sunday evening, because Summer was going to be going to the beach. So tomorrow night, I have class for the ACE trainer certification. And now we've gotten to the point of that course where we meet on Mondays and Wednesday nights pretty much every night, and that'll go on for another month and a week. and then it'll be done. But, in the meantime, we're super busy during the week, and our evenings are largely used up. So just a little bit of a weird time. Massage schedules have been a little odd. People have been canceling because it's just that time of year. Fall comes and they realize they want to go to this or that. We've all been kind of oppressed by a really hot summer here in North Carolina, but on the upside, everybody was all about getting that massage in that air-conditioned room, and, it was very, very busy this summer. So I do not mind a little bit of break. I'm going to use it to try to get myself back in the gym. The whole point of me taking this trainer course was to train myself. And part of this is the exercise, you train a partner, they train you, sort of a thing. And maybe at the end of this all, I'll have a workout buddy too, but we'll see. That remains to be seen. I need to get a little more serious about it, but I decided I wasn't going to let it stress me out, because a grade on a class to take another test, there is no pass or fail, right? So that said, I want to just keep my focus where it should be, to get the knowledge and not be inconvenienced very much. So I digress. I mean, $160 book, you'd think all the knowledge is in there. So we're going to just move forward. And I definitely have to get myself back on the program, because I don't think I've particularly gained any weight recently, but I've gotten to a point where I'm just too fat in life, and the stuff I want to do, being this heavy, holds me back a great deal. So, as always, I am moving forward with the plan that I'm going to be in some kind of shape this time next year, better than I am now. And I've moved the needle a tiny bit in the last 2 years, but I got to move it faster, because Delilah's a handful, and the bigger she gets, the harder she is to keep up with, and I have got to be able to keep up with her. So that is the plan, which you guys have heard me talk about on countless episodes of Brentocast. Anyway, cruising through the streets of New London, Richfield. The sun setting behind me. Very pleasant, very nice. 66 degrees outside, which is just amazing weather in my book. And hopefully going to get an early night tonight. Might watch a little bit of The Island with Michael Caine from 1980. Film I recently purchased, but I saw it, I think, in theaters. Might be from the writer of Jaws, or some connection to Jaws, those filmmakers. But yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Only had one client today, which is super odd for a Tuesday. So I felt like I got an extra break. And I started submitting this project. I did submit the first piece of a 3 or 4 product bundle to daz3d.com, hoping it can get out in time for Halloween. All that remains to be seen, but I'm certainly moving in that direction. As far as entertainment this week, I have watched, what have I watched? Lots of YouTube, really. Sometimes YouTube can take things in a weird direction. I watched an interview on a show called Real Ones with the dude that played Shane on Walking Dead, and he's interviewing Shia LaBeouf, and Shia LaBeouf is coming clean about all this dirty, bad stuff he had done and how he had mistreated people. He's just hopefully back on the right track now, and I don't know, Shia is one of those weird people that's he's such an actor and such a performer, but he has an incredible vocabulary and ability to, express himself. I mean, to a degree, I find Russell Brand to be the same way, but just wow. Anyway, I had no idea he had a lot of the troubles he'd had and done a lot of the really, really bad stuff to some people that he had done, and which he openly admitted. And he seems to be getting his life back on track now, which is just good. I can't worry too much about a millionaire, but, you don't want to see anybody with talent kind of go that way, go the Charlie Sheen route, But it happens each and every day. Movie-wise, apparently I'm still trying to follow House of the Dragon on HBO. Just re-up my HBO subscription to follow that. The Super Dogs that I almost got to take Delilah to see is now on HBO to watch for free. So I figure we'll be able to watch that this week. one of the days. There's a pop-up sensory lab at the library this Friday. I'm going to try to take her to that because she had such a great time last time. And then she also has gymnastics on Friday. So that could pretty much fill up our Friday with maybe a little lunch break in the middle. And so that'll be my Friday if all goes to plan. And then we'll just have to see what the hurricane has for us on Saturday, because it very well could be that it's so rough out that they may not want the music down there Saturday night. But we shall see, right? We shall see. Always have a great time out there. And then Sunday, if all goes to plan, we're supposed to rehearse with our new drummer, Jim Morgan of Albemarle, North Carolina. Let's hope that goes off without a hitch, because we are all eager to get back to the electric band thing. I do have a studio session booked for next Wednesday, and we have Wednesday night class, so I'd have to run up there, and I'll have a hard stop at 4 o'clock and get back on the horse, get back to Albemarle, hit that class. I mean, any way you look at it, it's really only like 3 more weeks where we have 2 a days, 3 or 4 more weeks, so I'm going to try not to be too bugged by it. More importantly is just keeping the head right, doing the things I need to do, getting myself back in the gym. Music, when I'm busy with music, it does help with my motivation to do things like that. So I will say I tried to get back on the detox this week, and it just didn't happen. I was just like super hungry all the time. So I guess that probably means I need to get back on my supplementation a little more religiously. In other unexpected news, I will say the last 3 times that I've been to Applebee's, man, the food has really been on point there. I don't know if it's like the other places have fallen off, but I've really changed my opinion of Applebee's as a place to go have dinner. It's been pretty darn good the last couple times I've ate there, and reasonably priced for what you get. So that's kind of like they've sort of flipped the script on places like Yadkin Valley, where you're going to go pay at least $50 for 2 people to eat, and you may get something really good, or you may get something that didn't quite make it. Although we did eat there last week, it was very good. So never know what you're going to get. And I think part of that's just the help. These places are really having issues with getting people that actually want to work. Seems like I have so many thoughts running through my head today about things that I want to get into, and I just got to find ways to stop thinking about doing things and actually do things. I got little projects around the store. I got more lights to put up, both inside and outside. I need to stain that deck this week. I could, if I were super motivated, I could probably get up in the morning and knock that stain in the deck out by lunchtime. Maybe I should do that tomorrow. That would be a good use of my time tomorrow. If it so happens that Delilah does not come tomorrow and she's actually in preschool as planned, she had a little bit of a sniffle, and they don't let you take your kid there if they're sick at all. If she's okay to go to school tomorrow, I may try to knock out that stain in the deck operation. Operation Deck Stain. Well, at least we got a complete episode this time, and we didn't get cut off before the 20-minute mark. I feel like if I don't get a 20-minute conversation out of these podcasts, they're almost not worth posting, but things are in kind of a weird spot here, just the end of summer, the beginning of fall, and I'm sort of hoping we have a great weather season for fall, and that it's not too hot too late into the year, and we can all enjoy a really nice Halloween and Christmas. A white Christmas would be a dream for me at this point. I haven't seen one in so many years. I know we're going to make sure Delilah has a great time. I mean, that's always at the front of my plans. We went out this past week to the what used to be called Get Lost Corn Maze. I think now it's called Thompson Family Farm, and it was nice. I love getting outside and doing things with Delilah when the weather's nice, and I always take plenty of pictures and video. And once again, you can see that on this week's vlog, which posted yesterday on BrentBowers.com. Just go there, go to the weekly vlog page, and you can see it. And then you can watch her life in sequence every week between 12 and 20 minutes, usually, occasionally a little longer. I try to just cover it, making those memories, man, making those memories. She'll be able to look back if she ever cares to, and see what she was doing, when she was 3 years old and 2 months or 2 weeks or whatever. Life is good, man. I count my blessings every day. Been very fortunate, more fortunate than most. If my life ended tomorrow, I would have lived a life that was better than most people's life. I really, truly do believe that. I mean, we've all got our struggles, and I certainly would have fallen short of some of the things that I wanted to do and hoped that I could do for my legacy. But I got to say, God has been good to me. Not that I deserve it. I've gotten far more than I deserved. But I don't know. One of my brother's friends unfortunately took his own life this past week, and that got me thinking those deep thoughts, about life and legacy. And we all get to die, man. There's no reason to rush it. You got to make the most of this time that you're sentient, you're awake, you're awake in this world, and you're able to be a operator and guide your own vessel, through this life. And it can be so wonderful. And even the person that is not happy with the card they've been dealt, even that person, like with a little self-reflection, can look around and see that they have plenty of gifts and plenty of blessings. It's like the old adage, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, and that's so very true. There's plenty of people that can't walk, can't get in a car, can't drive, can't go where they want. Gratefulness is the name of the game, my friends. It really, really is. But it seems like a lot of folks kind of miss out on that these days. This crazy world. I tell you, there's times I think, I wish my dad were here, but I'm really glad that he did not get to see the Joe Biden administration, nor the crazy woke culture, nor the culture of professional victimhood that seems to permeate our society this day and age. And I'm really hopeful that that's just going to be a phase, and that we're gonna these hard times we're living in right now are gonna make stronger people, because hard times don't last, but tough people do. Hard people do. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Mess that up a little bit, but you get where I'm going with it. But we're living a little bit of adversity right now, and adversity builds character. And just another thought that hit me the other night, thinking about how out of shape I am and I need to do something about it. I would love to go back to jiu-jitsu. I was just thinking, if I can get below 300, if I could just get below 300, I feel like I could safely go back to jiu-jitsu, because at my weight right now, 330, 340, depending on which scale I weigh on, I hurt myself pretty frequently at jiu-jitsu, and those injuries take a while to recover from, and that's not fun at 52, so I want to get back to where my things I do for fun are actually active rest, like exercise that feels like rest, or getting out the aggression, or getting out the anxiety. I don't carry a lot of anxiety, but having health issues, or putting yourself in a position to have health issues where you're not as fit as you should be, it is a little bit stress inducing. I'm definitely not a worrier, but obviously I want to live as long as I can. So getting this stuff back to a workable state would be good. In other news, still working to learn the old WavePad screen, touchscreen that I've gotten. Haven't done much on it. Haven't had a ton of time to be at it with the night class, but gonna try to get into that a little bit more. Gonna focus on. So this product that I'm releasing at Daz, I probably will have, by the time it's said and done, I will have spent $1,700 on commissioning people to do the stuff that I couldn't do. And if I don't turn a profit on that within 6 months, I'm done releasing anything at Dad's Studio, or maybe even with that whole hobby in general. I want to learn Blender for stuff that I want to build, but really just more for being able to make art, and not so much for trying to make a product to sell. And I've got plenty of tutorials I've already purchased to do that. I just got to take the time to sit down and learn it, and then practice with it. There's so many things like that. Just like with the jiu-jitsu, it's like you're talking about, you want to do this. Why not just go do it, and do it until you get better and get more fit, and you can turn this desire to be back active at it into a reality. Well, jiu-jitsu, I know the answer. I get hurt. I can't afford to be out of commission. But with the tutorials and taking the extra time to make that happen, that's just a laziness thing, and I really am trying to overcome that for myself and just make some sort of schedule where I can adhere to it. Same with the gym. I could definitely walk on the treadmill every night of my life. because I have one in my house. It's a nice one. No reason not to do that, except for I choose to go lay in the bed and watch YouTube instead, or whatever. Got to get back on it, guys. I tell you what, man, you get old, you get lazy, you get complacent, and that's all of us, but I'm especially guilty of that. I mean, art has really been my saving grace. Music has really been my saving grace to make me have some sense of accomplishment and feel like a person who's accomplished something. But I really never wanted to let the fitness go this far, and I need to fix it, and I'm going to fix it. Anyway, it's been a weird one, guys, driving home in the twilight, talking all this innermost thoughts. But again, these are for posterity and for me. I don't expect any kind of big listenership, but I guess I will go ahead and share this one so I can get one out for the week. And hope you guys have an amazing week. And we will talk to you next time on Brentocast. I guess that will be Brentocast-15 since it was 15, huh? All right. Peace out, Boy Scouts.